What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. It's always today. Everything you plan for, everything you wait for, everything you work for, when it arrives, it will be today. Right now, it's only in the future, a make-believe, uninhabited time and space that does not exist. It is only in the imagination. And all that you think of yourself today, from the ideas of yesterday that have helped formulate the identity of who you are today or who you think you are, all of that is all distorted, deleted, or generalized too. It's all a figment of your imagination, or at the least, a mere crumb compared to what it was when it was present. And it's always the present. And the present has a lot of presence if you are present for it. You can see more than the crumb that it will be tomorrow. If you are really present for today, if you are really present for the present, it holds presence. But most of us are deluded that all the presents lie ahead of us, somewhere else, somewhere we are so desperately trying to reach that we miss what is in front of us. And the quality of the world that comes to your attention is determined by the quality of your attention that you bring to it. So if something in your present is so painful that you feel the need to escape it, and trust me, I can relate, what I also tell myself if I'm in this painful state is that the good is also just as available as the trouble that I am so focused on. Today has as many gifts as it does hardships. And tomorrow, when it is today, will be no different. So then that tomorrow, when it is today, will also have just as many gifts and hardships. So the quality of my life then will be determined by what I choose to focus on, because they will both be available. And I wanted to talk about this because quite often, myself and those around me are always in an antsy state, trying to escape from where they are and dreaming about where they could be. And I guess I feel compelled to talk about this because at their age or in their shoes, I did the exact same thing. I didn't realize that all those days I couldn't wait to be over were the best days of my life. And the Stoics say, every moment you spend in a rush, you are rushing towards your own death. So what are you in a rush for anyway? Again, sure, in your imagination, you think if you hurriedly arrive to your so-called destination, that you will finally be happy, finally be satisfied. But like I said, if you are more practiced in pacing forward and less in presence, then what makes you think that when that day arrives, when you do reach where you want to get to, that you will not just dismiss it and look forward again past it? What makes you think that when tomorrow is today, that you will see that today for the joy and jubilation that you are projecting onto it? It will just be today. Just another day that you will most likely dismiss. And though it might help you accomplish a lot in life, this constant looking forward, and I'm not ever one to speak against the insatiable desire and drive that a person, I believe, should have, because I live this way, but I'm also afraid that when I reach to everywhere that I know I will reach, that it will not feel like it to me at all, that I reached anywhere. I'm afraid that I will not appreciate it for what it is. And I have evidence for that in how I dismiss today. Even if I don't have in today everything that I want, there is still a lot in today, a lot in me, a lot in what I have gone through to get to this place that I am not able to cherish as much as I probably should. And I see numerous examples of this in younger friends in my life, and I wish I could just tell them to slow down and really live every damn day of your life. So now, while living in the future can have its benefits, as we do need to be pragmatic to be most productive, I can tell you that being too future-focused can also overwhelm you. You're supposed to be able to look to the future, but not so far into the future or you'll never see tomorrow. And that tomorrow guides you in what to do today, because it's coming up. And if you think about all that future ahead of you, it can overwhelm you. Because you sitting there right now do not hold or possess all the skills, all the energy, all the vitality that will be required of you to actually live in that future the way that you imagine it. And if you try and think about future goals as one big chunk to accomplish, instead of the incremental steps, the slow alignment in your character and beliefs and habits and values that get you there, then you will find yourself overwhelmed really quick. Again, because you fail to break down every day leading to that future as the today that it will be when it is the time to execute forward. And again, if you fail to pay respect to each day as it arrives, when it is seated in today, always looking forward to the tomorrow, then it is less likely that you will do today all the things required to build to that tomorrow. But if you do take today as the small part you must play in the bigger game that you are in, then today becomes your holy ground, all of which your prayers lie ahead of. And like most things, I find myself applying this in some parts of my life, and I am using this as a reminder to apply it to others. When it comes to my fitness, for example, I set up a program for 12 to 13 weeks, looking forward 90 days ahead. Or recently, it's been a little bit longer, so it's about 17, 18 weeks. And I know from day one what each day will entail, how that plays into the next week, how I've designed enough gaps in the middle, and there's no thinking left to be done. Now, I have big cartoonish goals, especially if I compare myself to the fitness celebrities of today. And when looking at an 18-week program and imagining a physique at the end of that will still be far from this cartoonish goal that I have, it can quickly become overwhelming and become demotivating. But if you look at that 18-week program as 18 weeks towards the following 18 weeks, and so forth into the rest of your life, it can become much easier to be patient about the progress in the process. But even looking at an 18-week program in one snapshot can overwhelm a person. I sent a program to one of my friends the other day, which sparked the theme of today, because I found myself saying to him what I'm saying here. When I showed him the program, he said something along the lines of, "That looks crazy," or something that expressed the daunting, difficult nature of it. To which I replied, "It's always today." I had this realization as I was saying it to him that it's always today. Yes, I do have 120 different workouts ahead of me, and looking at it as one big chunk while sitting at your desk in an idle position, it can seem impossible. But when you work through those 18 weeks, 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 workout at a time, then it's not as big of a deal as it may seem. Because today, no matter if I have 7 weeks left or 17 weeks left, today, my only job is to hit the muscle group plan for today. Today, my only job is to do my job today. Tomorrow, when it is today, today now will just be a memory. I will have mostly recovered and will do the day's workout like yesterday never happened and tomorrow is tomorrow's problem. And as long as I show up and manage today well, the rest will take care of itself. Because here's the secret. The rest is also today. The future is now. And I just got to bring this spirit into every day. The future is always now because the future is always today. Anything you do today is the future you are creating or enabling or easing forth. There is no other future that is graspable. Only what you can hold, lift, bend, break, or begin today, only that begins or becomes your future. Now, to remind myself and you, this applies to everything. You want to quit your job and start your business? You want to grow your business? You want to find love? You want to increase the love in your current relationship? You want to fill in the blank. Figure out exactly what it is that you want and cast your vote today towards it. Tomorrow, you will be working with or fighting against any momentum that you created today. So your today, tomorrow, stands on the shoulders of your today when it will be your yesterday, as the today that you are in right now stands on all the yesterdays that passed. And sure, you might not have created the momentum yesterday to support you today. Maybe today you need to apply a bit more willpower. Maybe today you have to fight against a bit more resistance. But tomorrow, if you execute today, even if you begin to short circuit prior momentum and add new energy to the system, and start a new course towards what you imagine for yourself, then tomorrow you will find a bit less resistance headed in that direction. It will require a little bit less willpower than it did today. Even if you fail today to do that, maybe you failed over the past 1,000 todays. Today, you can still begin and create a new today. It will never be tomorrow. It will never be yesterday again. It is always today. Love you, family. Stay true always. See you on the next show.